Welcome guys to my reaction video. Welcome to my video once again. Today I'm going to be reacting to these three scenes in Peaky Blinders that I just believe that they are the most three confusing scenes in this series. If you have watched the season 5 just like me, I mean you might probably have noticed this thing, but you haven't given second thought just like me towards this scene, because you remember when Levitt, the journalist, went to Tommy's office for some discussions and some questions, but later the table turned around against him and he was assassinated and killed. But many hands, when I saw many comments, many hands pointed at Tommy and said that Tommy was the one who gave the order to carry out the assassination of the dead journalist. And another scene of Mosley, when Mosley also came to office and have some discussions with Tommy, and it dropped a letter about the dead queer, about the dead journalist. But for me, I believe it wasn't Tommy who gave the order for the assassination of the dead journalist, but it was Mosley. This is where many people get it wrong. Just because everyone's known Tommy's bad reputation in Birmingham, they all pointed finger and said it was Tommy, but it wasn't Tommy. If you get this scene clearly, you're gonna find out that it was Mosley. Because to me, these are just the two most confusing scenes in season 5 that wasn't really well explained. So I'm just gonna play this series right now, this scene, and we're gonna watch this scene together and watch the other scene and get the clear details, to get the clear answer from these scenes. This scene is gonna give us a lot of clues about who gave the order of the assassination of the dead journalist.
Were you affected, Mr. Shelby?
I'm going to my apartment. Adam, you lock up.
Sorry, Mr. Shelby, you have one more appointment. You set it yourself, it's in the diary from last week. A journalist from the Times. He used to be with the Birmingham Mail. He sent you some questions. You said you wanted to meet him. He's outside.
Yes. Send him in.
Mr. Shelby, Mr. Levitt from the London Times.
Have a seat. Adam, you go on. I'll lock up.
Mr. Shelby, do you remember me?
No.
Once in Small Heath, you were burning photographs of the King.
London Times, you've done well.
As have you, sir. To put it mildly. I sent you a list of questions.
Yeah, I misplaced them.
Yeah, you have got on your plate.
Yes. All I remember is that your questions interested me.
Oh. Good. Sorry, it's... here we are. Yes, so Mr. Shelby, traditionally in this country, print journalists take no interest in the private lives of politicians.
Private lives.
But in these modern times, especially in America, journalists are beginning to, well, that is to say, yes, readers are beginning to say, want to know more about the men who represent them.
Of course. In these modern times.
Whereas before, it would have been seen as ungentlemanly to ask a public figure questions about personal matters or business affairs.
Oh, well, no need to worry. I'm no gentleman.
Mr. Shelby, as I said in my letter, 10 years ago I was a journalist on the Birmingham Evening Mail. And of course, working in that city, it was impossible not to know your name.
Your reputation.
And your reputation. So when I saw that you had been elected as a socialist...
You reflected on the fact that working people can indeed change their lives for the better. Channel their abilities in new directions, discover better methods, aim for happier outcomes, even win awards for industry, You can write this down, Mr. Levitt.
The question I have for you, Mr. Shelby, is this.
Yeah.
Was your conversion from bookmaker to socialist politician a gradual thing or a road to Damascus experience?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. Who wrote that scene? Who wrote those words? Was really it's supposed to have win an award for that rating, for that words, for that line in this scene. He was supposed to have win an award. I mean, if you don't really get what that statement means, you have to read the Bible. You have to read about Paul to be able to understand the clear meaning of that statement.
Yeah. Now I hear that question. I remember receiving your letters, and I distinctly remember your use of the word bookmaker.
Were you not a bookmaker, sir?
Yes. I gained a license in 1919 for on-track betting. But since 1923, I've made my fortune in the manufacture, sale and export of motor cars.
And lately gin.
And lately 3 new homes for orphan children. You can write all this down, Mr. Levitt.
I have another question, Mr. Shelby.
Okay.
In Birmingham, the time that I was there was a Major Campbell. He was found dead. A member of your family was charged.
He was just doing his job as a journalist.
Right, you answer me this. Answer me this. What is your Tory newspaper more afraid of? Is it evolution or revolution? And what is it about working class men like me, standing up in the House of Commons and speaking from the heart? What is it that so troubles you that you would try to undermine me?
I am talking about specific events, sir.
Oh, shut up. With which I was never personally linked, and after which all convictions were quashed. Yeah, now I recall receiving your letter. And I recall that when I did, I asked a colleague of mine to carry out some research. Just a moment. Here we are. Michael Levitt, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Journalist. Unmarried. Apartment in Maida Vale. Apartment opposite the underground station. Unmarried is underlined. Mr. Levitt enjoys walks in the park, sometimes alone, sometimes not alone. Sometimes with other men.
Sometimes.
Sometimes with other men. I'm old-fashioned, Michael. I believe private lives should remain private. Not everything modern is good now, is it? You're gonna write this down in your little fucking book.
Okay, there are very good points at the ending of this scene. We can see that he was asking Tommy some serious questions that Tommy wasn't really having clear answers to. Because Tommy knew that he was asking good questions because he was doing his job as a journalist. And the question he was asking Tommy was real questions that Tommy was supposed to give clear answers to. But Tommy doesn't want to give clear answers to those things because he knew that he and his family were the one who did those things. They were really the one who did those things. But Tommy also, this is the point I want you to keep in mind, because Tommy also have clear details in his hands that Levitt, the journalist, was a queer, which being a queer in 1919 back then was strongly against the law. So that was enough for Tommy to keep the mouth of the journalist shut without even saying anything or even carrying out to the news the things he knew about Tommy, because that's the job of a journalist. So the thing, you can even see how saddened Levitt the journalist was. You can see how sad, because he knew that Tommy knew his secret, so there was no hope for him. Because if he was to leak out Tommy's secret, and Tommy also leak out his secret, his life is also at risk. Which Tommy got things to keep his mouth shut. And I just want you to watch this other scene with me and also see how come that Mosley easily find out that Tommy was the one who gave the order for Levitt, the journalist, to be assassinated. This is another scene that was also really interesting to me, because I just believe this wasn't really well explained in this season 5. It was just a big mess. Although it was a great season of movie series. Okay.
So, what's the strategy? You can smile, you don't smile.
There ain't no grave can hold my body down.
Nice. Very nice, Tom. Although I must say, I thought your office would be bigger than this. It will be. Michael, you sit, Arthur, you stand by the window.
This was a strategy. The strategy of Otto standing by the window was to intimidate. And Otto not even smiling was to intimidate Mosley.
So, who are we meeting? The man we're about to meet is the Minister for the Duchy of Lancaster. He is also Deputy to the Chancellor of the Exchequer and Cabinet Advisor to the Prime Minister of Great Britain. You've both met bad men before. The man we're about to meet is the devil.
Send him in.
Send him in.
Man, the entrance of Mosley in this scene was crazy. It was just crazy. Man, what an entrance. What an entrance.
I never seem to get to meet you without your family.
I understand you know a man called Jimmy McCavan.
May I take a cigarette?
Of course.
Please.
Who on earth is Jimmy McKevin?
Over the last 12 months, you've been making approaches to various men across the country who you think might be able to help you in your cause. McCavan is one of these men. He runs the East Glasgow shipyards. He killed an associate of mine. I want to know what your strategy is.
That one's your brother, yes?
Yes. And I'm his business advisor. We would like to talk business.
Michael Gray.
Michael Gray. You lost all your cousin's money in America playing the fool. A nightclub in Detroit called the Gladiator is your regular. You lost the money and found a wife there. And
Poor old Arthur Shelby, standing there at the window, is afraid his wife will never return.
Man, that was just an insult to Arthur. That
My
was just an insult.
spies tell me she's been seen with another man. Arthur.
Est-ce qu'il sera Silva?
And bingo. 20 seconds in and I have them speaking their wog lingo. Mr. Shelby, I do have plans. I will have need of men like you. Except, of course, there is no other man like you. You, in particular, I need. But please, don't imagine I would trouble myself with turf wars. You have many enemies. Shuffle the pack and pick another card. That investigation of the dead journalist.
This is where I all get it wrong. This is where where I suspected Mosley. This is where I suspected Mosley. This scene alone gave you clear evidence that Mosley was the one who gave the order. Although if you watch the scene where Levitt got assassinated, the people who killed Levitt even dressed like one of like the member of the Peaky Blinders, but those are not the Peaky Blinders. Mosley was the one who gave order for Levitt to be assassinated, because how come would Mosley just easily come to the office and drop a letter and even easily suspected Tommy and said it to Tommy's face that Tommy was the one, and drop a report and said this is the report of the dead journalist? This is where, because this is all I could come out with. This is the details I could come out with. A lot of people could also be confused. But if you give second thought, just like me, you would notice that Mosley was the one in charge of all those things that happened to the life of the dead journalist. That's what I just have to say in this two series, because it was impossible to just easily suspect someone like that. It was just impossible. So these are just like, it was really not where explained in these scenes. So that's what I have to say, guys. If you have any opinion or any things you have to say, just let me know in the comment section. And I really appreciate you being here. And please don't forget to like, share, or even subscribe. Or even share the videos. But subscribing and liking and dropping the comments really means a lot to me. It helps me grow and motivate me to continuously posting videos and growing up my channel. So thank you for being here and watching my video, and see you in the next upcoming videos. Thank you.